Hey folks, welcome back to TIMBERBORN, and last time we worked on dealing with the bad water that's going to affect us, trying to make this area nice and green. This time we're going to try and work on getting the irrigation there, or as much as we can in a sensible amount of time. So let's get to work. I've done a little bit of pondering, but not a lot. I know this guy still needs power. We will get to that in time. One job at a time. So the first thing that I want to do is come in here and make sure that this sluice is set to closed. Because otherwise, once we start opening this up, we're going to lose all of our water. Now, that's not a problem because at the moment we're still in the development phase rather than the execution phase. So, yeah. But if we can preserve it, we might as well. Come on, behave. So we'll get the rest of this put in. And I am assuming that they will want to crack on with that relatively quickly. My plan is then to actually change the layout of this. See if we can run the game a little bit faster. Double speed it is. And I want to make it so the sluice is actually up on this level. So we can have this be deeper. You might hear dog in the background playing with his toy. So to do that, we are going to put in a double dynamite there, and I think a double dynamite there, and that might be all we need to do. We might then need to do some backfilling, but that's what we're going to do for now. So H for boom, and I'll then try and explain my plan / intent. So we're going to put a double platform there. Actually, I only needed a single dynamite there. We're going to put dirt there. We're going to end up putting dirt back here as well. We're going to put impermeable floor on there. And we are going to put a sluice on there. Are the tops of sluices waterproof? I'm never sure. One of you will tell me, but we're going to put impermeable floor there as well. And then we're going to have that to close at 2.8. So if we now scroll back down, once they get that out, water will start to come through. Let's pause that for a sec. In fact, all of that's built, nearly. As we get that built, there we go. And then what we'll do is come in here, and we don't really actually need to recover the planks, so we won't bother. We'll leave the planks under there. We can always get them at a later date. Let's get that guy built. So that's going to send water through. Let's pause for a moment. We then want to back down. Going up and down, I like something that goes up and down a lot. Insert your own jokes if you would like to. Let's do that. We're then going to delete that, and we're going to put in a piece of dirt. We're going to make that a high priority build. We're then going to reset that, unpause the game, and hopefully they'll get that built before we lose too much water. In fact, that's already drained itself, so it looks like we're good. So if we can get this built, please beavers, as soon as you could, we can then think about progressing our irrigation system. There we go. So I'm not going to undo any of the rest of it yet, because if we do, we'll end up with issues with flooding. So we were trying to fill this area in, so let's give them access to that. That was a rather messy way of placing that, wasn't it? There we go. So that will let us even that up a little bit. Let's put dirt in there as well. And I'm going to leave some of the kind of shape of the terrain. To some extent, I think we will demolish you. You can go. I'd like to get in and demolish that as well. We probably need to do that. Demolish that. And we'll fill this area in so it's level. So that we can put in some more, excuse me, irrigation barriers. Right, while they're working on that, what we're going to do is come in here, count across. Let's pause the game a second. I'm going to be pausing the game a lot. Deal with it if you don't like it. So that's 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So we want to put in an irrigation pond. Let's say here. So that should, in theory, irrigate most of this. And I am not against making it a little bit bigger to actually provide enough irrigation. Now I know 3x3 provides the best amount of irrigation, but if we make it a square bigger, it might irrigate the area that we need it to. So it's not that it's going to be more effective irrigation, it's just that it might cover the area that we need. Before someone says, but 3x3 is the most effective. Yes, thank you. So right, we can get rid of that now. That there, and that will give us a nice flat area. With a little bit of character still. So let's go irrigation barrier. I wish, and this is going to sound a little bit weird, there was a vertical irrigation barrier, although actually it seems to be working at the vertical joints, so maybe we don't need it. Maybe they've got that covered. There we go. Right. H for boom. And what we'll do is put in ladders in here as well, so that we can tackle the connection from both directions. So we want to go down to the bottom of the irrigation pond, obviously. Well, maybe not obviously, but that's where we want to go to. Platform, tunnel with path. because that way it gets joined up automatically. And then we're going to go down one more. And I think if I do this, they should match up, I think. Now, what actually we want to do is have the water come in higher up again. So we'll do the same thing, but let's just get the tunnel built first. So that's all in. Are we out of dirt? Looks like we could be. Are our dirt excavators paused? I think they are not. Okay. No, we're not out of dirt. We've got 600. Okay. We're fine. We're good. Now, what I might do is cover the irrigation ponds back over. We'll see. Maybe not. Right, that's going in. And it's all nice, unirrigated dirt currently, which is good. So that one's going that way. And I guess what we could do is delete that. And put in a ladder, and then they can get at that from that end. At the same time, we want to, I think it'll work. Just going to pause for a second. If I extend that tunnel under there, is it going to go under okay? And by that I mean, yep, it does. So it doesn't appear in the river. So that's good. And where did it appear? How far across did I go? There. Yeah, that's okay. So we're going to let them build that one as well. And that's another one that's tunnels with path. So that'll get connected up as well. And that's all going in, so that's good. We could, I guess, probably make sense to come down here and just come across like that, so that becomes like a closed area. We are then going to need to come over the top of this. We got water, because it's going to flow out of there, isn't it? Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. That means they're connected. We're going to delete that and that, because we want to ultimately have an irrigation barrier there. So we'll need that there. So we'll have that there. Almost feels kind of silly doing that way, but that's what we've set up now, so that's what we'll build. But that'll reconnect that. Which is cool, and then we want to do the same thing in here. So I want to do let's fill this back, and probably we can delete all of that. Delete that. Maybe let them pick some of those up first. We do have a tiny bit of space for planks. So and then what we want to do while we're waiting for that is do single dynamite, double dynamite. And then at the same time we can come over here, delete that, delete that, delete that, delete that, delete that. Get the irrigation barriers going in. Come up here, delete that. You, delete all of you. There we go. We could do with a bunch more scrap metal. So, you know what we're going to do for that? And given we've got a lot of spare beavers, we'll switch these over. This is why, you know, I didn't rush to switch everything over to be bots when it was built, because then suddenly you want it all to be beavers. But it is what it is. Why is that not working so well for the removal of contamination, or is it just going to take a minute? It's just taking a minute. Okay. Let's come across here, down here, get that in. A minute. Okay, that's fine. Right, let's go back down here. We've cleared all of that, so let's delete that path. Yes, please. Let's delete that path. Let's delete you. Let's put dirt there. Delete that. Delete that. And then we put a platform there. A sluice there. Impermeable floors. And then you close above 2.8. There we go. So we could open this guy up. And that should Bring water in to both of these. And we'll see what that looks like. And then we'll close it again. Obviously a bit of a chain, so we've got to give it a little while. And I think this one's going to have to fill up enough to... So if we go down here... This needs to be full enough to bring water up to this one, which it is now. So... Okay. It's closed now, okay. A little bit of a lag in the system. You might want to have it closed a little bit earlier, I guess. That is closed. Okay, why are you leaking? You're not. Okay. Let's have that close at like 2.6, shall we? And we'll have you close at, say, 2.6 as well. And we'll just give that a little bit of time to sit. And because it's kind of hard to tell where the irrigation is going to be when there's puddles everywhere. Right. So that's in now. Right. Those go there. I would really like to wait for those to be sorted, so we will. Where do we want to go with? I would really like to get that cleared out. Right, that's dried up, and we have got irrigation most of the way down there, so maybe we then do one in a similar spot on the next one down. So come down here. Let's line it up and do that. That should irrigate a bunch of this, and then we might need to have something down here. It won't irrigate up here, so that could be a problem because the max height we can get water to is going to be this, which might be enough. It might be enough. And what we'll probably have to do is spur off of the one that feeds here, go down and back up. We can probably do that. All we need to do for this one is we actually don't. We can stop worrying about the going up and down thing. Just wondering if I take the water out at that level, so if I do the tunnel at that level, is it going to be better? Does it matter? I don't think it does. Apart from that, that's bad. Yeah, let's not do that. So kind of that's why we want to do it at the lowest level, because then it stays hidden. Let's connect to that path, and then what we do is we delete that one. single dynamite, double dynamite. Not need a double dynamite there, but that's what we're going to do. And we're going to come in here and we're going to close that again. And we only need to remove another 23 scrap metal and that'll be good. Get rid of that blockage as well. Please and thank you. This will dry out given time. In here. So we have a power connection there, there and there. There. Alright, you can go. You can go. And you can go. I'm trying to be careful not to accidentally delete the base of the storage. Yep. Power shaft. So we still need to get it out of the reservoir, but that'll get us part of the way. H for boom. And then we can do loose gate there. We might as well get rid of that, put in a piece of dynamite. How are we looking? Yep, that's fine. Now we're looking up here. We are good. Let's detonate that out. It's okay, you are set to close. We need to put in the platform and the impermeable floor. There we go. That's obviously going to pull water out of this. That's fine, because we'll get to see how this is going to irrigate things. And I think next we'll try and get irrigation up here. And we'll do this slightly differently. Oh, that's why it's flooding, because that wasn't in. Yeah. That's okay. So we'll leave them to work on that, and we will work on this. And what we're going to do is back the path. I know. And then continue the path. Oh, that's annoying. We're not going to do that. So we're going to, from there, go down. then continue the path. Yep. And then come across. So what we need to do is come over here. They can get to that one. Yep. Then we delete you. Yes. And we put in a ladder, and then hopefully, well, not hopefully, they will be able to continue. And that's going to get that to there. So I'm just going to change mods to improve. Or is it to improve UI? To improve, I think. Go coordinates. Yep. So we want to get to about to 11 and 100-ish. We're on 100, so across to 11. That should be about where we want to come up and create our irrigation. I'm going to put ladders into there. Let's get rid of that. Right, you're all done. Well, you're as done as you need to be. You can go. More irrigation barriers. And they can reach those. Excellent. Gosh. You might as well go as well. Then what we're going to do is put in some irrigation over here. I think we may as well put it about there. Based on that's where I want to put it. Right, so that's going in. We're then going to, I think the easiest way to do this, to remind ourselves, 201 to 11 is $100 to 11. Do that. What we need to do is come up here, clear all of those dead trees. Right, you're in, so H for boom. And then where is our... So it's actually only one away. So... yeah, what we can do is... let's make sure that Yep, you're closed. That's good. Because I think if we come down here and do one more, yeah, that will link those up, and then we can work out how we're going to manage bring the water in. We'll probably do something similar to what we've done on all of the other ones, but you know, let's get the water there first. You need to be prioritized by haulers. Looks like we're full on log storage. That's a thing. That can be resolved by building more log storage. I know, what a novel concept. Do that, and then we can do that, and then we can do this. I've been watching, actually today I was kind of binge watching a little bit of Skystorm's new series, and got to admire the man for playing unmodded Timberborn, and like watching him not use ladders and things. It's like a different game. It's like a different game. Right, are we there? We are. Okay, so I guess the water level is low enough that it's not coming up through there, which is fine. So what we can do then is delete that. Yes. Delete the path. Yes. See if they bother recovering any of those. And again, we'll do a similar thing. We'll do single, double dynamite. Right, so that's there. If we wanted to do could we do a 3x3 up here? We can. Nice. Awesome. Right. H for boom. And then get... Come on. Oh, we need a higher one there. So we'll do a triple. Sluice. Impermeables. Dirt. Set you to be 2.6. And then maybe we'll turn everything back on for a bit. Just see how it all behaves. How's this doing? Very close to getting there. We don't need those to be built. Or maybe that one, because what we could do is put a piece of dynamite there. Actually, no, we probably don't even need to put dynamite there. Maybe what we do is... that out for a second. Cool, that's done. I'm thinking on the fly with this as to how I want this to work. What we want is water to come up. That one. So I think we might need to... I blast that one out? No. Right. I think what we need to do... How can we do this? If I put that there, with that on it, I put, that's my phone. It should be on silent. That there. No, actually what we can do, no, because that needs to be, that needs water to come up through it, so. That there. Loose. No. Loose there. No. Loose there. That there. That's the highest we can get water to flow because it's the same height as... It's height 15, which is the same height as this. That's height 14. Yeah, height 14. Height 14, yeah, so it's the same height as this one. So that's the highest we can get water to go. Actually, I don't need that there. That there. And then what we're going to do is close in the top. Now, in theory, we don't necessarily need the sluice gate there. Because water will just flow into the maximum depth it can go to. And we might remove it, but... You know. So, as they get that finished, because that's gonna take a while, and we've got the sluice there anyway. Open says me. It's all going to take a little while to fill up, I think. We will prioritize those. There is a slight problem. This one is not going to work because this one is higher. Right, let's resolve that. What we need to do is come in here and blast that down one. Because everything's set off of this height, essentially. Alright. And it shouldn't be a problem. Sluice. Get you in. And what we can do then is cap that with dirt. That shouldn't fill up anymore. It looks like that's filled up. That's filled up. And we could do the same here. We could remove the ladder and the piece of path and cover over that. And we have already made a nice difference. We need a bit more down here. But we're getting there, folks. We're getting there. I think... I don't know whether to start putting trees in or not. I don't like this corner. It feels a bit aggressive. Unnatural. Do that. Do like that. You do like that. I guess that was a river, wasn't it, at one point? So yeah, I feel like we need to bring some irrigation over here. So that should simply be a case of repeating the process. So let's... Where are we headed to, I guess, is the question. If we do it right up against this, it'll probably work out okay. Yeah. How far down do we want to irrigate? That's probably okay on this side to get all of this bit done. But that gives us our marker for where we're headed to. That. Yep. That'll do us. Love that, the way it's covered up. So on this side, probably makes sense to spur off of this. Problem is, this is now a live water main. But we can switch it off. And we should. Makes sense. Yeah, because we can't get in there, whereas we're in this bit. where do we want to go to next with our irrigation? Probably makes sense to do somewhere here and over here. I do it. I guess if I seal it, I can. Yeah. Won't be as deep, but I'm going to do those. Over to that one first. That needs to go down a bit deeper. Connect the rest of that afterwards. Yes, with this one, we'll do it somewhat circuitous route of. That's going to need to go deeper really quick, isn't it? Yeah. Where's my tunnel? Like that. So we'll let them tunnel that one all the way down. There. 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 That should be good. Okay. In fact, if I detonate that, I can see it better, can't I? Yeah. What we want to do then is that. And with this one, what we want to do is that. Then what we can do is ladder our way in and start getting those done. That will start working on that. They can't actually get to those by the looks of it, so we need to throw in a tiny tubeway station. I'll also let them get rid of that, but I think we're just going to leave that now. We don't necessarily need to remove it, so it's fine. If we wanted to do power stuff, the way that I think we do that is one 50, so 149 is what I'm looking for. 50, that's what I'm looking for actually there. But what I'm going to do is dig under, get a powered levee in there, and then come out from the other side as well, so that we can create a power connection underneath without having to let water out. I think that's going to be one of the last things that we do today. I put a tubeway one in there. Why did I do that? Have I done that with all of those? Yeah, okay. Alright. Delete. Far along. Go. One more. Yeah. This one is almost there, so you don't need to worry about that particularly. This is done now, so knock that out, and then we can sort that out later. Alright, so H for boom. Then I'm going to put in a tunnel there. We're going to do a double explosive there. And the goal, remember, is to connect it up to the power down here, ultimately. Yeah, they need ladders, don't they? Some portage. So they can get that built, and then we're going to delete it and replace it with this guy. We can come at it from the other side and it'll all be sealed and waterproof. At least that's the theory. So we have irrigation to there. So what we want to do now is, if I'm going to seal this, it's going to be to that level, so we want to put the sluice there. So can I reach to tunnel that out? It looks like I can, so we'll let them tunnel that out. Let's come back over here. The tunnel is in. Let's delete the tunnel. Our universal powered levee. Get that built. Come back to that in a bit. Back over here. Alright, so we're now going to delete both of those. In, need to delete that, in a dirt block there, in a sluice there. Again, do we necessarily need a sluice if it's going to be sealed? Possibly not, but you know, it's getting a sluice, so whether it wants it or not. Why is that coming up? Ah. There we go. Should now be able to build more of that. That's in. So, alright. Yeah, what are you doing? Oh, okay. Alright, so now if we delete those, delete that. Landscaping, come over and cap that off. That will be good. Come back over here. Right, so that's in now, so we can delete both of those and we'll work out what we're going to do with connecting that later. But we can come here, we can delete that, and all of the water doesn't leak out. Isn't that wonderful? And then what we can do is power vertical power shaft there, there, and then power shaft there, and that should all be connected up to there, which it is. And that will ultimately let us connect up to over here. Which will be wonderful. So let's have a look at this. So this is almost done. And we'll do something similar here. Did I do a dumb over here? Yeah, I did a dumb. There. Okay. Blast that out. We need to fix the dumb. The dumb is fixable. Here we now have a water pipe that can flow. So what we want to do is blast that out so I don't repeat the dumb. There it is. There's the sluice gate. If we then put that there, that should fix the issue. Dumb done. That there, we can actually get to the explosives we need to place. And then I think we will switch on what we've got and see how it looks. Let's have a look here, actually, because we've got an open bit of irrigation. So, again, we want to do that. let us resolve that problem. That's done. Alright, each for boom. Yeah, if we're going to close that in, what we want to do is that. And there. And then. And then we'll get the last bit once we can. Each for boom. You. Come on. You. You. And you. Might be a couple of bits we haven't quite got sorted yet on the main area that we've been working on. But I think we're going to be largely good. Just down here, maybe. But I'm quite excited to see the effect of enabling all of this. And we're a decent way through the drought, and we've still got a decent amount of water in there now. We've obviously not had the additional evaporation of having these pools of water full, but you know, I think things are going to look rather good. Let's get the mine going again. This is looking pretty good. These filling up. Yeah, because I guess they're lower, aren't they? So, yeah, they're looking pretty good. Lots of irrigation. Why is you not closing? You is closed, okay. But now you're definitely closed, so. So that's now filling all of these, of which there are many, plus the underground one here. But maybe this side we try and do it underground? I don't know. But let's let everything refill. And I think we'll see that it's looking much, much nicer. This one is still to fill up. There it goes. Not bad, is it? Not bad. I mean, this has done a lot of work. It's done a lot of work. We just need these to sort themselves out, which they will. And maybe I need to have them set to be a bit lower. So that they don't get quite so close to their limits. But I am very happy with the results of that. We've just got a little bit in here to do, which we could easily do by bringing some water down from this one underground. So, yeah. I think this side is probably close to ready to having trees put in, re-put in, which is cool. Obviously this side needs a fair bit of work, but that will be a job for next time, folks. So I hope you've enjoyed the video. Irrigation is maybe not the most exciting to watch because the change is not that dramatic, but it's what we want to get finished, so it's what we need to work on. Yeah, that's held up okay, hasn't it? Yeah, we've still got a decent number of blocks there, and I don't think we're going to do a lot irrigating this side, so what we might need to do is have some pumps to pump the bit this side to this side. Anywho, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you to the patrons and the YouTube channel members, and I will see you all next time.